Hi, guys.
Oh, so enthused. This is what happens when you go see Oppenheimer and spend 3 hours in a boring movie just because you made some deal with your fiance, not boyfriend, and now you're going to let him renege on your deal because you feel sorry about making he see Barbie.
Yeah.
You're too easy a pushover.
What?
You are such an easy pushover.
What?
Well, you made a deal that you would put up with his 3 hours of crap, that he had to put up with your 2 hours of awesomeness.
Yeah.
And you've backed out. I don't want to make him put up with...
Yeah, because, I just don't want to put him through something he doesn't want to do.
Oh, so the movie's that bad, is it?
What movie?
You don't... Barbie.
I don't know, I haven't seen it. I've heard it's really good.
But you don't want to put him through it.
No, because I fell asleep at the cinema last night.
How long did you last?
Don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't sleep for very long.
Did you snore? Did anyone wake up?
No, but it was just comfy. It was a dark room and I was tired and I wasn't really following what was happening, so I just...
No wonder when I asked you the story today, sort of flashback to... It wasn't flashback, you slept back.
No.
You've missed half the movie
just,
and wondered why you didn't understand it.
It seems to be more focused on, stuff about him, being a communist or having, communist ties or stuff. I don't know. I wasn't really following.
So where was he based?
What?
Where was he based?
I think in America.
Oh, so he's American.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, anyway.
I should know the story, but I don't, so it doesn't matter.
Anyway, it just wasn't my cup of tea. It's not saying other people...
You drink coffee normally. I haven't seen you drink tea.
I quite like tea. Tea's nice.
It tastes nice.
Yeah.
Your mum obviously drinks tea.
She used to.
She used to?
No, she just drinks hot water with lemon now. But yes, anyways, it was just not my cup of tea. And it was way too long. It did not need to be that long. And then,
yeah, I'd heard that. Other people said you could have easily cut an hour out of it.
100%.
And I don't like movies that sort of seem to be stretched out.
Yeah, it felt like that.
It's that... I've said it, you've heard me say it a million times. A river runs through it. If you can't tell it, say it in a paragraph.
Yeah.
Although I was doing that on some of my stuff. I'm going to edit maybe a bit harder because sometimes I think I repeat myself. Waffle.
You waffle.
I waffle a bit too much.
You do sometimes repeat yourself.
Oh, pick on me, why don't you?
I feel like no. I mean, when you're doing a lighting setup, you'll you'll explain something, and then you'll walk off to do something else, and you come back and explain the same thing again.
I do that because if I'm about to walk off, so I'll cut it back in once I've walked back.
Oh, I thought you were just repeating yourself.
No, it's me going, stupid idiot, stop talking, because there's no cameras on you, and this is area you can cut off with me walking off.
Right.
And I can say that once I get back. No, that's actually on purpose because I got sick and tired of me wandering off somewhere. There's no camera on me anywhere, but there's me waffling on, rambling on.
I thought that you were... Oh, sorry, I'll come up to you. You'll stoop to my level.
I'll stoop to your level. There we go.
I could come up to your level. Stoop down.
Stooping.
But I don't mind going to see Barbie by myself next week. It's I feel like going to the movies by yourself is something that you can do because, you're not talking. You're just sitting in there.
Oh, sorry, when I see a single man in a movie, I'm sorry, I don't...
You're calling me a man.
No, but that's why I have a different opinion on this. I know you've watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I know Margot Robbie went and watched herself.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Barbie's not you. You can't pretend it's you.
Emo Barbie.
Emo Barbie.
But I don't mind going by myself. That's fine. Most of my friends have already seen it. And Jared made it clear he doesn't want to see it. Now he's backtracking. Now he feels all bad.
See, I told you should have seen Barbie first. Because then you could have bailed.
What? No. No, I was still interested in seeing it. I don't know, it just wasn't very...
Who shouted to you?
Jared.
Oh, it's worth it then.
I bought the movie tickets though.
Oh. Well, that equals it. That doesn't work.
Yes. Anyways, how was your week?
Yeah, right. Not quite sticking to my rules, but that's my fault.
I think you said that you were saying your plan's not working.
It's not working. I didn't really work on the weekend, but I had all other stuff that was...
And wasn't that your plan? Was it if it had to... No, you didn't... You only want to do stuff you wanted to do, that's right.
But because we had a little hiccup with the recording, I was then trying to turn poo into chocolate with other stuff and wasted a bit of time.
Yeah.
I know, 'cause I had to cook Saturday and Sunday night. I normally only have to cook for one night, and by the time I had to mince all the meat and everything to make the smash burgers and make the sauce, make what you could have had yesterday, but you decided to bring some 2-minute noodles instead.
I bought leftover pasta.
Oh, the same thing.
I didn't know smash burgers were an option.
Well, it was smash burgers or chopped cheese, so I got a lot of mince
Oh,
left.
you didn't tell me.
Well, I was going to be surprised. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I don't think we can do either of them here, otherwise I'd come in and do it here.
Yeah, no, we can't. That's all right. We'll have it next week. No, you won't have the mince. That's all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll see if the mince is not green and furry. We could. But yeah, it's those things where I've got one of my little things is no 0 days.
What do you mean?
Well, it means do something.
Right.
Like, don't have a day at the end of the day go, well, I achieved nothing.
Right.
And it can be just some tiny thing. There's another podcast I listened to and gave a really good bit of advice. Your to-do list should only have 5 things on it for the day, and it should be one thing that has to be done. Mm-hmm. And then if at the end of the day, if you've only done the one thing that had to be done, you still achieved the most important thing of the day. I thought that was thing, and my no 0 days is normally if I can get one of those 5 things. No, I did that. There's a couple little things niggling me about a filing system, so I really sorted some of that out. And I never learnt a certain part of Logic, the sound program, properly. And I thought, I think if I learn it properly, my job's going to be easy. And I went down a rabbit hole of about 20 videos, but that's because the first one I watched was, you idiot. If you had just watched this video 3 years ago, the time it would have saved you. So, and it just make my life so much easier.
Well, that's not a nothing thing.
It's not a nothing thing. I just got frustrated. Every time I was trying to get something I was going to write, and I was all set up to write, and then friggin' F1 got in the way a little bit, and Ricardo then broke his wrist, and it's got, he's just coming back and...
Oh, no.
But besides that, it was more, we're about to travel, and Bec knows that we need to be a certain length of time ahead with all of our YouTubes and Inspires, because when we're travelling, it's really, really hard to create something because we lose 3 to 4 days a week.
We lose 4 days just through workshops and a travel day.
5 days, really. We fly in and fly out.
Yeah.
So it really leaves us 2 days. And we've got to create content in a day and then get it edited.
Yeah.
In between drinking, that really interferes with our drinking times.
And also sometimes the places we're staying in, it's not suitable to really create anything of value. It would just be doing so for the sake of doing something.
Yeah, well, it's already seen that doesn't work. Some of the stuff it doesn't. The original setup isn't meant to be that, but when it starts unfolding, it's like, well, you've just been editing one. It's sort of like, can't polish this very much. But I want to chop it up and actually show. I think it's just as important that people see that I still have disaster days.
It wasn't a disaster day.
Well, I'm not going to use a single picture. That's a disaster. No. It was a whole day. No. I had tacos, so it wasn't... And I had drank some beer that day, so it wasn't absolutely a disaster day. But I shot Shay in the shower that night, so
there you go. You got something out of it.
Anyway. On with that, I had a question, and it was a really valid point because we just started to do the same, and it was about models. I can't remember what the question was now. All I remember is I just read models a second ago.
I remember the question that I got sent. So, but I didn't know how to segue into that part.
Oh, no, I'm back in. Yeah, well, we can segue into yours after I segue out of mine. So he made the comment that he'd noticed on the modelling agencies a lot less of them, the retouching doesn't seem to be as noticeable in the way of a lot of the pictures don't seem to be retouched. So the hair seems messier, like the flyaways and things like that. And you can see imperfections and little shadows on skin and things like that. And I said to him the best thing is I'll answer it in his podcast. And I had a quick look this morning while trying to contact agencies in New York. And he's very right. So, and I think it's because the AI thing is now the agencies are going, we don't want plastic fantastic. Oh. Well, you know yourself. You see a plastic fantastic girl on the agency, the first thing you go is, let's try and find a video of her because they can't retouch that.
Yeah, and it's like, well, if I see something that's super heavily retouched, I am a little bit like, why is it so heavily retouched?
What's her skin like?
Or just like, what does it go, like what, because I need to know what's going to walk through the door.
Yeah, well, that was going to be my answer to him was, I think the whole industry's got sick and tired of what walks through the doors.
You look so different.
That's not what's on your folder.
Yeah.
And I know, especially when a lot of companies thought, let's take the cheap way and go with influencers and use the influencer makeup artists, and then just going, she can do one eye. That's all they can do. They can get half a face right.
Yeah.
And I think I think a lot of them have learnt that, like digis, the good agencies always have digis, and the really good digis should be shot on an iPhone.
Yeah.
So you can actually see that you're not getting stretching them with a white lens and doing all those tricks.
I found that when I was looking at agencies the other day for New York, like that's the one, like I was just like checking to see if they had like what the girls on their books were like, and I look at their folio, but then I go straight to digis because that gives me a better representation of what they look like. They don't have all stupid hair and makeup. And
one thing I must admit I do like, and even though I'm against how it's done, is that stuff we got from China, if it just wasn't so much a Macarena, so you could actually see how they moved a little bit, and you know that they can't restart your skin, they can't liquefy stomachs.
Well, I think even one of the girls we booked when we were there, she had another video which was just her talking. And I think she's just saying her name and her age, and like it was just like I was like, I really like that idea because you can see how...
Yeah, you can see facial expressions,
yeah, exactly.
You can see them. I think that is important, but I think it's going the right way, and especially that I had a look, and I looked at a couple of big ones like Wilhelmina and that, and distinctly, except for like when they have the a cover of a magazine, of course the magazine's going to touch.
Yeah, of course.
The big percentage of their folio is like it's retouched, but just very lightly.
Yeah, lightly. It's not.
Yeah, you can actually see the odd flaw, and you thought, well, if they'd retouched it properly, that flaw wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And it's not like you'll see a pimple, but you might see it might be a bit of a wrinkle or something like that.
Yeah, that's fine. I like that as well because I like to know who I'm booking.
Even though you made me plastic fantastic you so badly yesterday.
I didn't make you. You did it, and then you showed me, and I said, "Oh, I like that."
You're like, well, I did it because it was a copy of a photo that was back in the days where
you over.
Well, no, my clients back then wanted it, and it was like normally an hour of micro dodging and burning.
Jeez.
Which for the first 10 minutes drives you up the wall, but then all of a sudden you get addicted to it. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You lay your jigsaw puzzle, look at like it. And then you get part way, and you get really excited and you can't stop.
Yes. I like that photo. I like how that came out. Of course
yes, everybody will see that soon.
Yes, soon.
Soon, yes, that's Insta.
Oh.
Inspire, sorry. The Inspire one.
Cool.
Which, again, is heading down the road of change.
Yes.
And I can segue out of that.
Well, change was going to...
was that going to be your...
Yeah, because...
I'll let you say...
What?
And that was something of change?
Yes. And Steve emailed us and said that he's got a lot of changes coming up in his not photography day job, and he wanted to know how we tackle change, whether it's unwanted or wanted. I don't tackle it very well. I don't like change. I'm a creature of habit.
Sleep. She's more like a bear. She hibernates.
I'm a koala.
Until there's a dwarf, she'll crawl out. Once the dwarf's over, she'll crawl back in her cave.
A little koala.
Now, a koala shows its head for 1 hour a day. I know that
I do.
You've gone days without showing your head. I think you've told me you slept for like 25 hours once.
And that was recently. That was when I got back from Europe.
Europe, yeah.
I slept for 12 hours straight, then got up for like 2 hours and then went back to bed for another 5 hours. It's good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like change.
I have a pretty much rule I think I can stand by, that every 3 years there's going to be a change.
Yeah.
With everything. I had to think about what he said, and I sort of looked at, even throughout my life, every 3 years, there's either a change I made or there was a change, a reasonable sized change that made me have to change something. Maybe 3 to 5, although you've been with me 5 and I haven't changed you yet. Maybe.
Not this again. I just got over this. No, it was fine. I went to Europe. I had a holiday and you didn't get rid of me, so that's good. Yay.
I asked Mika and she wouldn't stay. She wanted to model in Europe instead. She thought that would be more fun.
Well, obviously it would be.
Yeah. There is... To me, change is good. I actually... As much as it can be a pain in the ass, like you change your camera, it's a pain in the ass to learn the new. Like even with the FX3, I'm still friggin'.
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to be another 3-4 months.
It still scares me.
Yeah, it's getting better, but I find like anything, you can't just pick something up and it works, and
that's true.
But yeah,
and I guess change is necessary. Like as much as I like things to stay the way, like it's.
You'd like to change your house?
I would, yeah. That's true.
There you go.
Yeah, but then packing.
Your house isn't that big enough to worry about packing.
Still packing. I hate packing. I've got so many little
Well, you could employ
doodads.
Josh to come in and pack for you.
I could. That's a good idea.
That's Anna's husband.
I could do that.
Yes, there you go. You don't have to pack
I've just got so many little knick-knacky things around the place. And then
I couldn't get over how knick-knacky your house has got.
Why? What do you...
A massive dust collector. All the little dolls and things dotted in every little nook and cranny.
Yeah.
I hate to be an earthquake. It'll take you hours to pick it all up off the floor again.
My little knick-knacks.
Your collections.
Yes.
And my daughter's the complete opposite. She's
clinical,
like as you call because your mum, even though you say it's like a
display home, yeah.
It's still not. It's still a home. It's not a house.
Yeah, true.
Whereas Nikki prefers it to be like a display home.
Oh wow, okay. No, see, I
There's
like
a shelf there for nothing to sit on.
No, you need to put stuff on all the shelves. Anyways, change. I guess it is necessary otherwise.
You get bored.
Yeah. But then I don't know, but then like you said, like trying to learn the whole new thing, and it can be a pain in the ass.
It can be, but then your learnings as well.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess it's kind of good for you.
If it wasn't for the FX3, there's so much I've learned since that.
Yeah, that's true.
And that applies then back to everything.
Yeah.
So I actually realised that just because you type a colour balance into a camera doesn't mean they're going to be the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's even being forced. And it's a bit of a spoiler alert, but I've pretty much been forced now. And I was talking to Bec about it. I've done my tests. We've got some videos coming out of the tests I've done and how I go about making big decisions with cameras. And my Hasselblad's a start default, and I know one of the faults means the back might go.
Yeah.
Which means there's no backs, so I can't get it repaired, so it's rubbish bin.
It's a paperweight.
It's a paperweight, and there's one for sale in America, which is going to cost me about 10,000, 12,000.
And then that just might fault as well.
And there's nothing saying that won't fault within 6 months. And you can't sell them once the back's faulted. So one of the...
Would you like to buy this faulty camera off me? Of course you can't sell it.
Oh, you can sell it like spares.
I guess.
But you're not going to get $10,000.
No. Yeah.
And there's been no growth anyway with the Hasselblad software. So they haven't kept up with some of the things that they could have made better, like layers and things like that. And
Is that in focus?
In focus.
Yeah.
And I did notice when we did something a week or so ago that, I've just realised Hasselblad doesn't have individual colour
because you got used to
I've got my
doing
red, green, blue channels.
Yeah.
But I can't. Well, I can get to some of the channels, but not quite as easy. Whereas in Lightroom, just with dropping in a LUT, I can then still get to all my colour channels because Lightroom still thinks it's a colour picture, and that's so handy for me now. I found it, and then the masks. That's just it makes my life so much easier for just popping something up that
just wants a
tiny bit. Or in one of the ones I showed how I could take the sharpness off the lens only on your skin without masking your eyes or anything. So because one of the lenses was just way too sharp.
I don't remember this one. But
no, you haven't. No, I edited it.
Oh.
No, that was stuff I recorded at home.
Oh.
On the weekends and on the nights.
Okay.
When I'm supposed to be on my sim.
When you're supposed to not be working and you're still working because you're a workaholic.
I am. I didn't find it horrible. No, I was more frustrated that I got behind.
Yeah.
I looked at how many, we're fine for YouTube. Inspire, we'll be fine after the next couple of days. We'll have.
Well,
have a good backup.
You're even not change. You said you were going to change, and you're still not.
I'm trying. I've decided after America.
Okay.
Well, it's just we've only got under 2 weeks. And there's a lot of stuff I'm going to get sorted before I go.
I think we've only got I think it's still under 2
But
weeks.
I know I've got enough blogs done. I just don't have enough edits done of individuals, so I push a bit harder on that.
Okay.
But I'm loving the fact I found a whole new source of music. So it's sort of like I've never heard this before. This is really, this is boring. I'm liking this.
And that's good for you for editing because you're just sitting there editing and it's good for
Yeah, no, I just go brain dead.
Yeah.
It's great for me editing. So some of the boring editing I had to do the other day, the 14 pictures I had to get done, I just put on that and 2 hours later,
nice.
I knocked them all over and it didn't feel as hard because I was more getting into the music.
So it's kind of an excuse to sit there and listen to music, if anything.
It's still annoying though that the music now I'm listening to is more produced than songwriters.
What do you mean?
Well, I like your DJs and that, but a lot of the stuff I've been listening to is more produced. It's like they're only grabbing a riff every now and then, but they'll set up their own bottom beat and they'll set up their own stuff in the background. But it's that, I don't know, I'm missing the bands coming out with a cool new song type of thing. As much as I'm loving the more EDM, electronic type music for editing, I'm still missing that.
Bands.
Yeah.
Well, I'm no good because the bands I listen to you wouldn't like, so.
I wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't like.
I wouldn't like. I was surprised that, was it 100 gets?
Yeah, 100 gex.
See, we only saw the boiler room of them.
Well, I don't listen to them, I just know who they are.
Well, once I went and started listening to them, I realised they're not actually DJs.
Yeah.
They have music playing in the background, they get on stage and sort of rap, sing, and but they still mix the music behind. So I think they still sample and take parts of other songs and that. But their DJ set was so much better. I'm seriously...
I'll check it out.
I'll have to play it one day because it's sort of like Skrillex-y, goes from Skrillex to Fred again. It's without... Some of it they've grabbed, some of it isn't. It's just, I don't know, it's only like...
I'll check it out.
Goes from metal to friggin'...
It's like you.
I'm a Barbie girl. They go that big extreme.
It's like you writing music and you try and mesh things together. And sometimes I'm like, that don't work. But then sometimes it does.
Yeah, we got to start somewhere.
I know, it's just...
And sometimes the stuff that doesn't work, you move it one bar and all of a sudden it works.
It clicks, yeah, true.
And listening to that thing with Porter Robinson, that when they broke down one of his first singles, and he's like, that is just so basic, but it's so clever.
Yes. That is, yeah.
It's one chord, but just played different.
I
same notes.
I didn't
played
know that
different
about
ways.
that. That's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Interesting.
It's just, well, it does one progression, all they do is swap it the other way.
Well, like, because I know the song very, very well, and now that I think about it, I'm like, oh, true. I just didn't realise it before. Too busy jamming out.
That's a good song, but it's got a bit of skrill, it's got a bit of dub in it. And...
No, it doesn't.
Oh, we're going to put money on this. There's 2 or 3 drops that have, and the Skrillex type dubstep. Don't know your favourite singer in the world very often, Marge, do you? Or you just don't care, you're listening to the beat.
Oh, now I'm meshing other...
It's about 6 minutes long, the
Yeah,
song.
but now I'm meshing other songs that I can't think of. So I'll take your word for it. It's a good track, though.
It's a good track. Shall we put a link in the description?
We can.
Or shall we put a link in the description of the guy who broke it down and showed you?
We can put both. Why not?
Put both.
Why not? I'll write this down so I don't forget.
Put it in notes so I can do it tonight.
I can't. I don't have access to... I'll do it on your phone.
I don't have access to my notes.
No, not on my phone. I'm not logged into your Apple ID.
One thing I did do on the weekend, I did a brisket.
A brisket, yeah.
Well, you know. Because
Oh, yeah, I had brisket taco.
Yeah, it was pretty good. 12 hours cooking.
12, yum. You do make a very good brisket.
I had two neighbours yell at me, though.
Why?
The smell was driving up the walls.
Oh, they were
All
really
we wanted to do
hungry.
was come down and eat. And that was only about 1 o'clock. So it wasn't even cooked yet. And I walked up to the top, up the stairs, up to the top to get something out of my car, and I could smell it and go, oh yeah, I'd be really jealous if I walked past this.
That's funny.
It's funny.
I would probably be, to be fair, if you were my neighbour, or if one of my neighbours was cooking something that smelled that good, I'd be pretty mad at them as well.
Yes. But yeah, and I was...
I just get mad at my neighbours for other reasons, like telling me off for playing music too loud. We haven't heard from him in a while, though, which is good.
Did you give him mushrooms or something?
No, I just... But last time we talked, I don't know, just... Because that annoyed me. It's like, yeah, if you're angry at me for playing music too loud, why wait till the next morning? Why not just like... And like, he already had our number as well. Like, but I'd given him our number previously.
How many missed calls did you have?
None. And that's what, like, I'd said when I gave him our number, I was like, if we do have a thing that bothers you, just, like, even just sending a text being
Maybe
like, hey...
he didn't want to be Karen.
He was fine
until the next day.
Yeah, it was very fine to be
Maybe you
Karen.
need to sleep on it.
Or not sleep, apparently, anyways.
I suppose if something's bugging you, isn't it better to say it while it's bugging you than wait till after it and you can't do anything about it?
Exactly.
You stopped?
It was just...
Maybe he was scared about, you had 200 people in that place and you were the
just me
ramsay.
and Jared.
Well, it was only you and Jared.
It was, the last...
Oh, was it one of your raunchy nights?
No, oh my God. We're just listening to music videos on the TV. It was just a casual Tuesday during that week between Christmas and New Year's where you don't know what day of the week it is. And he cracked it at us.
Was it this year or a couple of years ago?
No, it was...
I was going to say, yeah.
No, it was, a previous one. I've got
Well,
like, a
maybe
bit of
it's-
fluff in my nose and it's really bothering me. Sorry.
Fluff
Yeah.
in your nose.
I think, I don't know, I picked up...
Is it cat?
Yeah.
You've got a bit of cat in your nose.
I'm covered in cat fluff again. Didn't take long to get home and I'm absolutely covered in... I feel like I finally got rid of it all.
So 15 weeks you got rid of it all and then walk back in and you're covered.
I'm absolutely covered in cat hair again. Stupid person who gets a white cat when she only wears black clothing. Go figure. Anyway, I derailed you. I'm very sorry. I do this every week.
Yeah, now I've lost where I was going.
You were talking about brisket.
No, it doesn't matter. We finished that discussion. It was lovely. I ate it.
It was lovely. So do you do brisket and smash burgers? I'm so jealous.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And I did the brisket the way that when we went to, not Franklin's, the other place. So just the white bread, put some brisket on, a bit of coleslaw, a bit of pickle.
What was that place called? La Barbecue?
The barbecue, I think.
I think so, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
looking
good.
forward to...
I'm so looking
I
forward
think we
to
spoke
barbecue.
about it last. Everyone's going to hate us. But...
I'm so excited for that. Oh, God, it's going to be good.
And we've got to do a shout out. Canada is all of a sudden listening to our podcast a lot.
Oh, well.
They've jumped up the ladder.
I'm sorry
They've
that
gone
we're
from,
coming.
like,
We're getting close.
15th, now we're up to like 4th.
Oh, wow.
There must have been one more person from Canada to listen to us.
I would love to go back to Canada. We were only there for like a few days when we were there, and I feel like we didn't really do
Yeah, I'd love
much.
to go back there. That chicken place was amazing.
But you see, I'd like to go for a holiday. It's just I don't know if I can handle the cold.
You'll have to... Is that your phone? Or is that my phone ringing on yours?
It's my phone. Your phone ringing on my computer. I'm sorry.
That's right. He's not home. Oh, come on. I just think... Yeah, can you please turn your phone off? It'll just be... what's it called? I've been having fun lately. I used to talk to them and I thought, this is wasting my time as well.
Yeah.
So I wait for it to connect, so it's charged to their company and just hang up before they... As soon as they open their mouth, I hang up right on the spot.
I just don't answer a screen on my
Well, I
calls.
can't because
I
you're
know,
not
because
running a business.
I know.
And you've still... You've missed the odd important phone call.
Yeah, I know.
But there's a heap of scammers happening at the
I
moment.
know. I only got scammed the other week. Remember that thing, that PayPal? It was like saying that I'd been charged.
Well, yes, it was just same morning. I had a NAB thing come up
How strange.
saying I had to punch in, I had to type in that code to approve this payment. I thought, well, we didn't just make any payment because Bec's still asleep. So it had to be a scam. I quickly just logged in the NAB and that $50, there was no transaction. So, but I don't know how that scam would work.
Oh no, that was me.
It's 7 in the morning.
It wasn't 7.
And that's when it came through.
No. Oh, it shouldn't have been 7. Because I needed to get petrol.
Oh, so how'd you get the number then?
I didn't. I just overdrew my account.
How are you going to pay for it?
Well, I was just scared that the overdrawing wasn't going to work, but it normally works. I was just paranoid that it wasn't going to work.
Oh, you're going to try and transfer $50 into my...
Yeah, just in case my overdrawing didn't work. What?
Living on the edge. $50, oh my God.
No, like it would have overdrawn my account. It's just before payday as well. What?
What?
Why are you judging me?
No, everyone's going to judge me that I don't pay you.
You do. I just put all my money in my savings account.
Don't pay me.
No, you do, baby.
No, I know. I give her a pay rise, straight in the savings account. I've got no money.
I look at my savings account, I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah, most people have spendings accounts.
Yeah, no, I just tuck all of mine away, and then I'm like, I've got no money.
I can't afford to live.
Because it meant that I've purposely got my savings account with a different bank, and it takes like a full business day to transfer the money back to my NAB account, so I can't just impulse like, I'll just take money out of savings.
What happens if you desperately need it? Oh, well, just use Peter's bank. I'll just transfer it from Peter's bank. Oh my God. Well, now I get it.
But the petrol, you've
been hanging with Nikki too much.
No,
these are all her tricks.
It's a work car though, so I would have had to transfer the money after I got the petrol. So that was also my logic. Was that I was like, I'm going to get the petrol and then I'm going to transfer
$50. Why didn't you fill it? Surely your card does not fill with $50.
It doesn't, but I don't know. I just thought
you're like, Cherie, I only afforded this. I'll put it in the car and have to go to the petrol station again tomorrow.
I got me like half. I don't know.
I hate going to petrol stations. I always fill
and it was
it to the
also in
brim.
the morning, and I didn't want to be like late, and I was like, oh, it's quicker.
Oh, what's new?
I just thought it would be quicker, and so.
Oh, it's a pit stop like F1. So if I put another litre in, it's another second I'm going to be late.
So if I just quickly put a quick little 50 in there. So, this is how I'm sorry.
How your brain doesn't work.
Yeah. It's like girl math.
Girl mouth.
Yeah. I was telling you about girl math. If I pay for it in cash, it's technically free. Because my bank account, like I bought it and my bank account didn't go down.
But where did you get the cash from?
Well, you see, if I could have gotten that out like a few weeks ago.
But then your bank account went down.
Yeah, I know, but
you were devastated.
But I've forgotten about that now. And so now I just have this cash. And then
is that why I don't have any cash in our cash drawer?
We don't have a cash drawer.
I know, because there's no cash in it. You can't have a cash drawer if we've got a drawer. When it had cash in it, it was a cash drawer. Now it's just a drawer.
We don't have it. We've never had a cash drawer. We only have a cash drawer if I have to
Not since you've been here, we've never had one.
Oh my God. And it's like if I buy like a bunch of little things that like maybe totals $500, that's not $500. But buying one big thing for $500 is $500.
I think you're engaged to the wrong person. I think you need a sugar daddy badly. Come on, surely you can find someone out there that just put a paper bag on their head.
No, I'm happy with my one. He's not my sugar daddy. Well, my little... Even if he makes me go to see the movies... well, he didn't make me, okay? I was actually interested in seeing the movie. I remember watching the trailer for it. I remember we were
I thought you were sooking the day before about how do we cancel it. You seriously had a conversation. You even looked up to see if you could cancel it and get your money back.
No, that was because his best friend said that I was going to hate it.
Did you hate it? Yes.
I didn't hate it. Hate's a strong word. Was it my cup of tea? No. Was it my glass of wine? No, it was not. I did have a couple glasses of wine and a nap and some popcorn. I enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't horrible. It was just a bit too long. I didn't like the storytelling and I didn't really understand what was going on. And I couldn't keep up with who was who. Obviously I knew who the main character was. But all the other little people, they were all just like white males in suits and I just got confused with who was who. They all just kind of blended into... I didn't know what any of their names were. Like, I just got really confused.
That's because you slept through the...
No, they didn't... I don't know. I didn't really... Jared was trying to tell me about something. He was like, I don't want to say because I don't want spoilers, but they said that, such and such has happened. And I was like, which guy was that? And he's like, that guy. And I was like... And then, someone comes on the screen, I'm like, him. He's like, no, the other one. I was like, what, the other one that looks the same? And then someone else comes on, I'm like, so it was that one. He's like,
So
no.
What are the people in the row behind saying about now?
They couldn't hear us.
What, you were whispering?
Yes, be quiet. And also there was
Whispering's worse.
And it was very loud in there. And also the seats that we had, they had a big wall behind us, our row, but then before the next row. The cinema's pretty big.
No one knew you were going to be loud, was it?
No, I chose those seats. I chose those seats so we can vape.
Oh, that's not all you're going to do. They're those secret cinema seats, is it? Oh, now I know. This is why you didn't see much of it. This is how come Jared got to see the whole thing and you didn't see much.
A little cheeky vape. It's like if we go to gold class, I know the seats to pick, but you can have a cheeky vape. I should not be saying this stuff on broadcasting to the world.
No, so we're sitting there with a gun ready for you to walk in and go, you are not allowed. Mm-hmm. It's like vaping on planes. You'd never do
I don't do that. That's so naughty. And there's an announcement that tells you not to do that, and I listen to that announcement every single time. I definitely do.
I heard they've changed the sensors in the toilets.
Really?
Yeah.
To pick up vape? Oh.
I could be lying. But no.
I was going to say, I don't think... Surely that doesn't...
I told you about the time I was on a plane.
Yeah, and someone tried to dib-a-dob on someone?
No.
Oh.
No, it's in the plane. It was a long flight, so I can't remember where I was going. It was on my own. I was definitely flying somewhere. It might have been in China or one of those I did without you. But about that hour before you land, people go and refresh and do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I thought this, and then someone said, I think someone's vaping in there, and then they were like, no, it's like a spray?
Oh, no, that was on the recent flight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could smell it. No, somebody was vaping because you could actually, unless they put perfume through unless they spray a bit of perfume through the
I think they
air
do.
conditioning, because every now and then I get a waft of this strawberry type, and I think, Bec's not here, someone else is doing that. But no, we're sitting there, and all of a sudden this beeping sound was coming from the toilet, and there was a flashing light, and the hostesses ran from everywhere. One had a fire extinguisher, one had a fire blanket, and he not open this door right now. If you don't open it, we're going to kick it down. Open it. And she opened it eventually, and it's a hairspray.
Oh my God.
She was doing hairspray that set the...
Oh my God. So you'd think that they have enough technology that hairspray wouldn't set it up.
It could be the particles.
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
Then why doesn't the poo particles make it go off?
Yeah, I'm surprised. Maybe it knows the difference between poo particles and...
Gross.
And that was before vaping, so it wouldn't be mixing up with vape. I don't know. Whatever they said, it would she was all apology. And when they saw her with a can of hairspray in her hand, they said, yeah, we've had this happen before.
Well, then do you think they would do something about it? Or like have a disclaimer like don't use hairspray?
Yeah, but you don't want them using hairspray in the cabin either.
You don't want, just don't use hairspray on planes. Full stop.
Can you take aerosols out that big?
You can get mini hairsprays.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure you can. I don't know.
Aerosols on a plane. This is a movie.
Oh my God.
What?
What?
We're supposed to make out like nothing happened.
Nothing has. I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing's happened.
Except you went out the back and changed your top.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've got your microphone pointing out, like it's pointing away from you. I wore it. Oh my God! You don't get hair around it. You've got it pointing out like a little boy.
How's it meant to?
It's supposed to be pointing up. No. Oh, what have you done? It's all right. Just leave it where it is.
No, I think it's because of the hoodie. The hoodie's pulling it down.
No, you just want me to touch you.
No, I don't. I do not. It's the hoodie. It's the hoodie that's giving it a woody.
The hoodie's giving it a woody. You are hopeless. That should come in.
And you're only just realising this.
No, I've actually known it for a while. I don't know why I keep giving you pay rises. In fact, let's just dangle you on there. See, it's going to hang properly now. Now, keep your hair out of it.
I'll keep my hair out of it.
Cool. So earlier today, which was yesterday, we're recording away, we're talking about Bec's farts and all this other stuff. Well, we were. You were talking about, you did this massive burp.
I didn't
and then
do a
you
massive
claimed
one.
that you
It
didn't
just kind
fart,
of, it was like
which
a bit of
means
acid.
all your fart juice comes out your mouth, not out your bottom, because you've got air has to go somewhere.
No, I said it was just like a vape comes out.
A vape. Well, that's still a fart. Is it like, but you don't say it's strawberry vape, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's whatever flavoured vape is a spray that you've got in the toilet with you. There's a giveaway. I can't remember where it was, but there was once I went into the toilet somewhere where we were travelling, an Airbnb, and oh my God, someone had half emptied a can of spray in there. So you must have done a really stinky one.
I didn't.
Yeah, I walked in and thought, Jesus. She was either vaping in here or she was vaping in here.
Oh my God.
Anyway, you missed out on that discussion yesterday because
I said we didn't
the stupid friggin', I shouldn't talk them down because I love the sound, but we're using the Zoom system, and on it you can put batteries in it or you can power it by USB.
Yeah.
So we put batteries in it and hook it up to USB. I think we found out that if the batteries go flat, it disconnects the USB. So now it's recording now with no batteries in it, just off the USB.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
It is very weird. But anyway, it's the second time, the first time was batteries too, but we thought we'd had it powered off the USB as well.
Yeah, but now we've learnt that we just don't put batteries in it, just powered off the USB. So we've learnt something. It's good.
It's taken 2 stuff-ups to learn it.
So sometimes it takes multiple stuff-ups to learn.
Well, that might be your excuse. It's not normally mine. Anyway, I think it's just this last week. So we did that other record. So we were doing a recording, and because Bec and I are trying to find a really good way without having 1 trillion cameras on, because that still doesn't work, of recording with us two without somebody else recording. And we found that the iPhone on that little 360 gimbal's friggin' awesome. It tracks really well. We've learned that if I can have it set to auto, so I put my hand up here, it turns on tracking and turns on recording. But if I start talking with my hands, it turns it off. So we now have Bec walks around and puts a tracking on me and then presses record. And we started the other one the other day, and she's put the tracking on me and
Obviously didn't push record.
so it's tracking me for a good hour, I think we were.
I think we were shooting for like maybe half of 45.
More like 45.
It was a while. But the best part is, because Peter was trying to salvage the footage with like what the cameras we did have. and he's looked at one of the cameras, and you can see me at the start when Peter's doing his little intro part. I'm standing there looking at the back of the iPhone. Like, you'd think that I would notice it's
It
not.
wasn't recording. It wasn't just like for a minute. It was a good 5 minutes you were standing there. Yes.
Friggin' space cadet.
Space cadet.
My blonde roots are coming through. I do need to cover them up.
I don't know. Every time we find to fix something, we stuff something else up. We're pretty good at this.
Yeah.
But I don't think we could never do what we do if we had a stranger in here.
No.
So it'd feel weird. Oh, we have plenty of people offer, but just
It throws off the feng shui.
the feng shui. Because even when we have, say, Lottie or Anna and other models, they're so used to both of us, it doesn't matter that you're on a camera.
Yeah.
But if we brought somebody else in,
Well, I wasn't. Like, I don't know. I'd feel a bit uncomfortable if, like.
I don't
know.
feel.
I feel uncomfortable. Just because I don't know. I don't know them, and they're filming me, and I don't know. I just would feel.
Well, I think
weird.
there's one time was it Steph that was filming?
That I didn't feel weird with. I feel like if I didn't know the person, I would feel uncomfortable for some. And when I say uncomfortable, I mean like I wouldn't be able to be myself, type of thing.
And who's that?
A space cadet. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think.
But anyway, some of these things are set to. I know the amount of times that we've done a great take, and all of a sudden we haven't turned sound on a few times, or I haven't turned sound on a few times.
I think haven't either.
And it's just little things.
Or like batteries have died and stuff.
Batteries have died, and we
annoying.
haven't. But it's where some of the other companies, when I've worked with other people, they've always had somebody else checking things the whole time.
Yeah.
There's always someone running around checking every single camera, and you're normally doing it yourself when you're on the gimbal.
Yeah, and then I'll because if I'm on the gimbal, we've normally only got like the wide and the gimbal, and now like the iPhone. It's like I'll walk around, like I'll still be filming, but I'll like sneakily walk and check. And
we pretty much only use you and a wide because most of the time we're on you anyway. You're dragging your hair across.
No,
the
I'm
line.
trying not, but I'm making
It's all
sure
right,
I'm
I've got
not.
scissors. We're gonna lie to you. All this.
How's that?
How's that? Yeah, I bought on lapels that we could stick underneath our shirts, so her hair wouldn't run.
It's
So she wears
cold.
big. It's a heater. Sorry, there's an orange light
It's
which warms.
Cold.
It's cold. Anyway, so yeah, it's really annoying.
It is
It's always when we think we've done something great.
really good as
Well,
well.
it's the same. Sorry, what were we going to say? I saw the mouth open. It sort of opens like a little bit.
It's fine. You go.
Oh, you just don't want to kill where I was going to go. Well, I was going to say it's sort of annoying. Like when I was doing that thing with Shay, which I'll get onto that in a minute. So the first bit, I had an iPhone sitting out in the street on the gimbal auto,
So
and
safe.
that will work. But I kept on having to look to make sure nobody picked it up
I
or
would be
drove
so
over it.
nervous.
Now when we get to the second laneway, there's these little windowsills. And I worked, if I just put that there, and if I don't put it into auto, because if it went on in auto, it might have pushed itself off the sill. So I just set it up, found my angle, and hit record, and without thinking, took 2 steps further back than where I was. Well, I looked at when I framed it, I said, well, there's that window. So I'm getting everything from window through to where Shay is.
Oh, so it couldn't see
So
you.
it's not going to track, because I turned tracking off. And I've gone up to where I was going to shoot, and I'm sort of thinking, oh, this is a little bit too close, and took 2 steps back, and oh, you got floaty bits.
Yeah, it's got sediments.
The sediments. It's supposed to be good for you.
I don't like the texture.
You don't like the texture.
No. You took 2 steps back. What are you saying?
Well, I took 2 steps back, and I'm out of shot for most of it.
Well, that was a bit silly.
Well, now that won't happen because now I have
you
gimbal extension. And
Oh.
did you just fill it full of another bottle of sediments?
Well,
You're double sedimenting.
well, that's going to have more. So I was just going to wait for it to float, and then I'll drink the wine, and then I'll tip all the sediment out. Actually, that's going to have sediment too.
This is what's with all the half-empty bottles of wine?
I wish I could tell you. I don't know.
Yeah, the other day I came in here and there's like 6 half-empty bottles just dotted. You sure now?
I don't know why I'm opening bottles and then not finishing them and then opening another. I don't know.
And anybody who wants to know what's on the screen, that is the final frame of where our sound cut out earlier yesterday. But yeah, now back on the Shay thing, and I'm going to put the clip up.
Okay.
So anybody in Tubi land will be able to see the clip, and I want to put comments. I don't normally ask for comments, but I really want some comments on it. I'm going to put up the bit of the clip that we reckon, because YouTube won't tell you why they've restricted.
So YouTube have restricted this video. Well, this channel doesn't have monetization on it.
So
but on the other one, they've limited it.
And as soon as they put limited on, it means nobody sees it. Well, it just flatlines.
I don't know what you mean by nobody sees it.
I'll show you every single video. As soon as they've limited it, it doesn't get any more. Like the views just stay pretty much.
But it's still on your channel.
I know, but it doesn't come into their feeds. People have to go looking for it.
Well, I don't know. I do that when I go to someone's YouTube.
Most people don't use YouTube properly. Oh. No, I'm serious. The amount of people that come to the workshops.
Yeah.
And they say, "Oh, how did you find that?" And I said, "Oh, I didn't know you could do that."
Really? That's fine.
So, well, both you and I know. So if we find a new channel we like,
I just go to the
jump
channel.
on the channel, hit videos, and you can either say most popular or latest.
Yes. Do people not know that?
So many people don't know that. And then so many people don't know that people will have playlists.
Yeah.
And it might be somebody who has a wide variety of topics they talk about, and one of their playlists might be reviews, and one playlist. People don't know it. So I'm thinking, all these creators that spend all this time carefully putting things into playlists.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I was on, I think it was in Frankfurt, I had someone next to me and we were looking up something for his camera. And I've come across this, I said, yeah, he normally was really good with Canon gear, and clicked on his name and then went to, and did a search in his, he goes, I didn't know you could search within.
Teaching them more than just photography, teaching them how to YouTube.
Well, I know that there's stuff I don't know about it, lots of social media. You teach me a bit more than... Well, see, but Instagram on a phone's different to Instagram on a computer. Yeah. So, although you still shoot...
I just thought everyone knew that you could go and look at someone's channel and look at all their videos.
The amount of people that... Well, the amount of people that ask us, I would love... We had two in the same day. I'd love to see you do something with a male. So I just went and got the link from our thing with the mail. Well, sort of like, wouldn't it have been hard to...
Well, I guess if people, I'm just shocked at people. Anyway, YouTube have restricted
this. And this is a shoot done with Shay and I. The first half of the shoot, she was wearing a suit. Yep. And the second half of the shoot, she was wearing like a slip-style dress. Yeah. It was like asymmetrical dress. Yeah. And there's no way boobs can fall out. And it had an asymmetrical, it had a high cut. Yeah.
And then they've turned around and said it's adult content and limited it. And then we've asked for a review and they've said it's been manually reviewed.
And said it's
adult
content.
Yep.
So we've gone right through it. And the only thing we can see is one part where she swung where she was walking. It flashed a bum cheek.
I think she was posing or something, and she
you couldn't see, it was no difference. I had a look at some dance videos with the girls that do the rumba and all of that. You could see more arse in those videos.
Yeah, it's a bit of but this happened to us before, and we've asked YouTube, we've risen a case with
risen them from the dead, risen them, they resurrected them.
We've raised a case.
Ray's Pizzas in New York. Is that what you think about Ray's in New York? Okay. If you're listening, Ray's, she'll be back. You watch your profit go through the roof.
Oh, God.
But you can't drink Bud Light anymore.
I never did. Oh. We went through this last week. It's light. No, that's sacrilege.
Oh, you drank 0.0.
No, I didn't.
Well, you gave me 0.0.
When?
On a plane once.
I didn't give it to you. They gave it to you.
Well, you nearly made me drink it.
That was because it was
funny.
And
then you forced 0.0 on me in Amsterdam.
What?
While you're on Space Cakes, I'm on 0.0. The beer in the fridge, the complimentary beer.
Oh, that's right. No, I didn't force you on that.
I know, I accidentally drank the wrong one.
Yeah, you'd see, you're a bloody space cadet.
If you didn't tell me, I wouldn't have known. It actually didn't, it just tastes like shit. So I'm not a big... Heineken. I'm not a big Heineken drinker, so
I don't mind Heineken.
That's why you like your Heineken. Yeah, I'm not.
I don't mind it. But I don't really like beer that much. I can only have a couple.
Anyway, back on the story.
Back to this.
So while we've been ranting and that, I've put up the video of the bit that we reckon could be the only bit
That's
that
what I
they
was going to say. Because they've restricted other videos. That's what I was saying. So we've complained to them before, saying for the similar thing, saying, can you please show us
or tell us
or show
what
us
we did wrong.
what we've done wrong, so we don't do this again in the future. And they're just, you've broken the guidelines. Okay.
Read the guidelines.
Yeah, they're like, read our guidelines. I'm like, well, I have. And I don't understand what's wrong with this video. Like, oh, no, you should read the guidelines. I'm like, I have.
And on one of them, I said, and went through, this guideline did not break, this guideline did not break. And went through every single guideline and said, it did not break any of these.
My favourite was your analogy that you said to them, and you were like, this is like a cop giving you
pulling you over in a car and giving you a ticket.
Yeah.
And you say, what's that for? And he goes, you broke
Here's
the road
the rules.
Here's the road rules. You broke one of them. You look it up. Like,
Imagine if they did that.
That's what they're doing.
I know,
they're saying that we're not going to tell you what, even if you give us a timestamp, you did something wrong here, you work it out. No, they won't even do that.
But they're just saying it's adult content. It's got minimal. It could be this. It could be the. But
Well,
their
not
adult
even
content. Well, no, because the adult content thing has like 7 different things that fall under it, and they're saying this is adult content. These are all the things that fall under adult content, and we're like, which one? Because there's not nudity. There's not exposed genitals or whatever they say.
Yeah.
Like,
you go through it all. It's not dirty dancing. There's no vibrators. They're not using carrots. There's nothing like that in there. So we go through them all, and then you get into some of them, and it's like, oh, but if this was on catwalk, it's allowed to be sheer.
I haven't seen that.
You have a look under. It says this is why so many people. Some of the catwalk videos got 3 and 4 million views because.
That's strange.
And you'll see if you watch the thing that shows you the graph of where people come in and go off, it's always when the girl comes out with a super sheer top.
Because it's so amazing. I need to see.
Can't believe that girl has a nipple. I've never seen one of these before. It's like, that's amazing. They should put this on National Geographic. But this is what it's
and
like.
There's not like there's plenty of other free sites out there that you can go to.
Yeah, but I don't get it. You've heard me say this before. The world is getting so dangerous for women. Because they're making, if you go onto a nudist beach, a perfect example, if Bec was sitting here topless, our views would go through, we'd get banned. But if we didn't get banned, so if we drew smiley faces on there so nobody can realise you were topless. Anyway, if someone paid Bec at $50,000, she'd go topless for you. But if Bec was on a beach, on a nudist beach with 1,000 other women sunbaking topless, nobody would even notice you were there.
Yeah.
What's the thing with it?
I don't know, man. It's wild.
So I reckon every pervert should be dragged kicking and streaming to a nudist beach because they're going to walk on a nudist beach and go, oh, this is boring. Everyone's just showing. I can't perv because it's just everywhere.
It's everywhere.
But the more that, and I don't know what it is with...
The more we cover it up, the more people want to see it.
The more you cover it up, the more people want to see it. And we're more prudy now than we were back in the 90s and 80s.
100%.
And still, like I think I said on another podcast, we're in Prague, and on the front of a fashion shop was a completely topless fashion model there with 2 handbags in a hand and a skirt by the same company. And it's on the shop window. Everybody could walk past it, nobody cared.
Yeah.
But as the more that we head to a certain country in the world, which own all the so all except one, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what American big business, because you know that you're allowed to put someone being killed on Facebook.
Really?
And Instagram, as long as you can't recognise who they are.
Well, that's ridiculous, but you can't put a...
You can't put you can have a male nipple, but you can't have female. No. I still want to see someone test it with this whole trans thing. A male breast showing, but the male's had implants. He's still a male.
No, he's identifying as a woman now.
No, but he might now identify as a man with false boobs. Remember all the different identifiers that were in...
Where did I see something about
There is. It was on that list in the UK to get into the pub. It had your gender that you had to list.
No,
there was 73 different genders you could pick, and I'm certain there was one that identified as someone identifying as a female, but now identifying as a male, but with a female body.
I can't remember what I was watching, but there was some guy who got boob implants because he was one of those guys that never said no to a dare. And then one of, like, I can't remember what I was
So
watching.
this is like movie 43. If you haven't seen movie 43, I'll put a link.
Oh, was it
movie
in
43 with the truth and dare in the restaurant with Halle Berry.
Yeah. I can't remember what this was though. And then this guy couldn't say no to a dare, and then his mate like dared him to get a boob job. And then we went ahead with it, and now he's got fake boobs. And then everyone's like, "Why don't you get him taken out?" And he's like, "Oh, it's kind of funny." So we just.
Well, see, he should do topless selfies.
You should.
He could have a really good.
I swear, I can't remember what it was, but I swear it wasn't a movie or something.
Well,
Whatever
there was
it
a
was,
really,
it was funny.
and I did read something, read it or saw it something. I know it was a complaint that was on Twitter about the censorship of a lot of media, and because Twitter's very open with their censorship. The guy was saying something that if you look at terms and conditions, I think he was complaining about Instagram. It says that you're allowed to have art, paintings and drawings showing females' boobs. So he's put up his paintings, and every single time they get deleted.
Well, it's a bit. Has he brought that up with him?
Yes, they said they're too realistic.
Oh my God.
So your paintings are so good,
You can't put them
you
up.
can't put them up.
Oh my God, that's wild.
There was another thing that I saw, and it could be a lie, so I don't have a fact checker to check. But it was a statue of David, which has been on exhibit in America, but while it was on exhibit in America, it was censored. There was a card hanging over the doodle.
Oh my God.
And it showed the unveiling of the card as it got boxed back into a case to go back to Italy or something. So all that stuff. So I'm not a Joe Rogan. I don't have I can't remember. Is it Justin or you don't have a Jamie to do the fact checking. It was really cool. I was listening to him today, going to the doctor. Oh, is that a freaking?
Yeah, it did get censored, I think.
Yeah. So this was from what, the 18th century or 19th?
Yeah.
It was, right. This is something that's accepted.
Jeez.
Up until today now, it's taboo. We can't have a stoned penis. Wonder if it wasn't stoned.
I got my mum. I always give mum just.
Penises?
Normally just ugly.
How did we get off on penises to your mum?
Because I give her ugly fridge magnets, so I bought her back a statue of David magnet from Italy, so she has a naked man in the house for once. I got her some Ripper ones this year, but yes, I got her. She thought it was fun. That's just a bit extreme when we've got to censor a statue. Like, that's a really famous statue from so long ago. Like, that's a piece of history.
But what's wrong with people? It's a human body. Like,
I don't know, man.
One of the Karens that's screaming out for something to be censored goes home. Does she censor her husband when he has a shower? Does he have to lock the door? Does he have to put a mask over his penis when he's in the shower so she can't see it?
Probably. Probably do it through a sheet as well, like.
Oh, have you seen those sheets?
Got a hole?
Holes in it, yeah.
I don't know if I've actually seen one, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, I think it's an old Jewish religion, traditional Jewish religion or something. I can't remember what it was. I didn't know if it was an actual thing or not. No, it is a thing. There's some show about weird things from the world, and I can remember seeing the sheet.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting.
I let them
I suggested it to my wife, but she wasn't into it. That's so much easier than trying to keep the bag on the head. Or the pillowcase. Getting the pillow out of the pillowcase. Although sometimes it's better with the pillow in there because then you can hold it.
Holy shit. I wasn't expecting it. It scares me sometimes. I wasn't expecting it.
I wasn't expecting
Well, because I'm used to talking for like a longer
time. Well, we have been talking for an hour now.
We have, actually, yes.
broken hour. Longer than an hour.
Longer than an hour.
Anyway, so one more podcast and then we're off to the States.
Yes, I'm so
Yes.
excited.
And you still forgot to mention.
Oh, yeah, and then we get back. And then we do have Melbourne workshops when we get back. Well, not like straight away when we get back. When's November?
When's November? November's in November. It's normally
like
after October and before December. It's normally there, but sometimes I might move it because it just doesn't work with the Bec.
Like 3 weeks after we get back, we've got Melbourne 3-day, and then we've got our 5-day next year in Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Where we know where things are and everything is smooth.
Yes, it's very easy.
It's very smooth.
I know time's up, but I was just about to say something about my little trip to the doctor.
Your vampire.
My vampire, yes.
Who always wants to take your blood.
I was going to miss out. I have a tablet I take each day which protects me from Bec. And it's just a garlic tablet. No. And I was going to run out 2 days before I left to come back from America.
And I didn't want you having a heart attack.
So I contacted another scripter. So your script runs, you've only got one and you need two. So make an appointment, see the doctors. Oh, you haven't been in here for a year and a half or 2 years. It's always been over the phone. You've got to come in this time. So went in, get to the door. The door's nearly padlocked. It's got signs all over it. Stop! And then big arrows pointing read. It says, do not enter. When you arrive at this door, ring this number. So I dialed the number. I said, hello. And it's reception inside. And asked me a couple of questions, like my age, do I have diarrhea? Am I vomiting? Do I have COVID? Do I have all of, 5,000 questions.
Why?
I said, I had sore toe, and they go, oh, not sure if we can let you on. Anyway, so they said, all right, you can just wait out here and the doctor will come and get you. I said, so I'm standing outside on my own. This is weird. So I stand there.
So
all of a sudden my phone rings and it's the doctor. Hi, Peter, how are you? And starts talking to me. He's treating it like a phone consultation.
What the?
And he gets a little bit into it. I said, I'm standing outside, don't you? Oh, they've put you down as a phone console.
Oh,
and I said, I was told I couldn't have a phone console because of, so you've got a mask, don't you? I haven't heard of a COVID case.
Masks are so 2020.
I ran up to the car because I don't charge $5 a disposable mask.
So it's their policy, but they're going to charge you for their policy.
So I ran up the car and you had some old stinky one in. I only had one of those super good ones, which I don't like wearing because...
What super good ones?
The proper medical ones, which...
The pointy ones?
The pointy ones that suffocate me, they scratch here.
Yeah, they're not good ones.
No, I said the one that it's supposed to be good, but they're the most uncomfortable to wear. And I put that on, and before I was allowed to go in, you got to put hand sanitizer on. So
sounds like 2020 times.
And this is in a country doctor's thing, that's it, up in Mombolg.
That's so random.
Go in there, does all the things, and talking floaty bits of the sun.
Yeah.
And every time I go in there, it's I think you need a blood test.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Every time.
Every time I go there, every time, I think you're due for another blood test.
Why?
And you'd gone through, I see you had a colonoscopy done. Well, I said, yes, you arranged it. And I had to go twice in 3 months.
Oh, my God.
Because for some reason they didn't do their job properly. I don't know, or they enjoyed it up there, something, I don't know. Whatever it was. And he goes, good news. I said, they've already told me. That was like 4 months ago. That was before I went to Europe, I think. Yeah, before I went to Europe. He goes, that's good. There's nothing wrong with you. And I said, well, if there was, I wouldn't be here, would I?
What a nightmare.
So he said, you can just go in and do all your bloods and that. Now, because they're next door, I walked over and saw all the stop signs at their door.
So you had
and
to
there's a bell.
Again?
There's a bell, there's a big stop sign, and then there's numbers. You have to pick the number up. And I just said,
No.
too hard after America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should get my bloods done. I think I'm low in iron. I don't think there's much iron in wine.
No iron in wine.
No, I've just been having like a lot of symptoms of having low iron recently. And to be fair, like, because I'm so fussy with my meat, I don't really eat like a lot of red meat and stuff.
Can you get iron tablets?
Yeah, you can. So I think I'm going to get those.
Well, I've got some iron out the back. I can just file off some filings so you can take that in.
Sounds really good for my teeth.
Sounds really good.
Nice.
Well, iron rust, so I've got some oxide at home. We can put some oxide.
All right, I'll just go to the pharmacy. It might be safer. Might be.
If there's such a thing as iron tablets. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should get some.
Maybe I'll harden up.
You might harden up. I'm going to check out if she got them. I'll just get a big magnet. If you don't stick to it, it didn't work. On that note, see ya.
We didn't discuss our photo.
Oh, photo. We discussed it yesterday. You want us to repeat ourselves?
No, all right, that's fine. Bye, guys.
But they didn't hear yesterday's.
No.
So now they don't know.
Isn't that half the fun?
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. I've got to put up a top picture of me with a tie on.
Yeah.
And you have to put up your...
Me being corporate.
Corporate in a work environment.
My old work.
Selfies in a lift, I think it was.
Yes, it was. My
Oh
old
my
corporate looks when I used to get up and do my makeup for like 2 hours.
They miss this bit of talk. It's about... Beck used to dress up fancy every single day to work in a call centre.
Yes.
Nobody saw her. She was in cubicles.
Wasn't it cubicles?
Hello, I'm ringing about your dead grandmother's phone.
No, they called me. I never called anyone.
You haven't. You're still charging me for my dead grandmother's phone.
No.
She's been dead for 8 years now, and you're still billing me.
People would call me when they were like, "All right, why is my phone bill $300? Because you've used excess data." I haven't used excess data. Well, that's my son's phone. I'm like, okay, well, your son's used excess data. No, he hasn't. My son's a good kid. I'm like, okay, I'm sure he is, but most of the time people go over their data.
He's been on pussy.com on his phone.
But most of the time they go over because of YouTube. No, my son wouldn't do that. Your son is more than likely sitting there at night time watching YouTube videos and has gone over his data.
With a packet of twisties.
So annoying.
So annoying. Anyway, you're going to see what she looked like in the corporate world of being a
My
call
previous
centre.
life.
Her previous life.
Bye, guys.
See ya.